everybody, welcome to Scribbles with Jonathan. I'm your host, Jonathan Rector. You guys can check out my website and my work at jonathanrector.com. If you guys are on Twitter, by all means follow me there as well, twitter.com/artbyjar. Today, what I thought I would do is just do a very quick recording, a time-lapse video again. A lot of these things that I've been doing, it's just to try out new things, but I'm really excited for the new Mortal Kombat that's coming out, and I figured I would do a very quick Scorpion. I will get back to the dwarf drawing that we did last week, but this one was just like a little experiment, a little test to see how far I could push some of the stuff that I'm doing here with shrinking the video. So I believe this image here took about a half hour, maybe 45 minutes from start to finish. And I'm compressing it down to a little under 10 minutes just to see how it goes. So I don't know how much kind of instructions or talking we can really do on this one, but really all that's happening at this point is, as you can see, just quickly throwing in, starting with the gesture lines of where the character is going to be placed and things like that. Right now working on the mask, working on his whole, the whole headpiece and everything, working where the anatomy is going to be. Anybody that knows Scorpion from Mortal Kombat, he throws a spear, and on the right of the image there, that's going to be his fist held up, and the spear is going to be hanging out of it. And of course, it's not Mortal Kombat unless there's blood, so we'll get to that as well. And now that I have the gesture in there, I'm just going a little darker, a little heavier, adding some more lines, basically to start worrying about structure at this point, not so much the energy. I've already captured the energy and the placement of everything in the gesture stage. Here I'm just refining and tightening up before I start throwing some inks over top. Really quickly, I guess the tools I could talk about as well that I use in this video. This here is just a regular lead holder. I think it's a Stadler, whatever you want to call it. I believe it's Stadler. The lead I'm using is a 2H lead. The ink that I actually use is a Papermate gel ink pen. Really cheesy, really simple stuff. I use a kneadable eraser, regular eraser, and then you're going to see we're also going to be bringing out some colored pencils for the red, for the blood. Other than that, I believe that's it. Oh, and the paper I'm using is just regular printer paper. Crummy old, foldable, wrinkly, really rough stuff. Here, I grabbed the blue pen and I was going to start gesturing in where I wanted some of the blood to go, but then I quickly realized that it was a bad idea, so I stopped. So that's pretty much as roughly as tight as the gesture line's going to get. I just put some paper underneath it there just to help the ink so I didn't pick up any accidents, little things that might be on my table. And again, here we go. Just doing some tight line work, or some somewhat tight. Like I said, this is a sketch, so it's not meant to be anything overly fancy. Just some experimenting, having fun. Taking some time out of the day just to do a little sketch yourself, I think goes a long way. Keeps you a little energized. You get a little tired doing the same old stuff all the time. But taking a little bit of time out just to draw a little character you like, or maybe work on your own personal project, I think it's a good thing. It's important. Keeps your mind fresh. Stuff like that. So again, just working on some of the detail. I think I do at the end put a little bit of line weight going in on here, as well as the shadowing. I didn't want to go too crazy with it or get too fancy. Again, once that kind of stuff, your line weights and your shadow and your rendering, all that stuff, that's where the time usually comes in for me. And here, the image can sell itself at this point, as long as it's got line art, and a rough idea of like placement of shadows and things like that. So here we're just working on Scorpion Spear. I actually tried to grab some reference of the Mortal Kombat 9 Scorpion, so that's what this one's based on. As well, some of these things are liberties. Again, he's very detailed in this new one, and I didn't want to overly render him. Like I've said since the beginning of the video, just try to keep it quick, just have fun with it. And sometimes I'm not a huge fan of getting in there and knocking in all the detail, especially if it's a sketch like this, or a somewhat tightened sketch, I should say. Just working on Scorpion's eye. Just trying to get some wrinkles, some folds in the skin in there. Let's make him look, a little nasty. Actually, on the left side of him, or our left and his right, I'm going to actually have the mask ripped up a bit, and we're going to see his skull underneath. Scorpion's pretty much known for that, one of his fatalities. Here I'm just adding some debris, kind of like chunks falling off. It could be skin, it could be mask chunks from it being ripped off, or the fight that he was just in. Big fan of adding debris and loose material like that around. It just gives a little bit of action, a little bit of life, you know. A little extra motion never really hurt, and it's nothing. It's just little shapes. Around the chin guard, finishing up the rest of his mask. Yeah, there we go, just ripping it up a little bit on the left there. Some more detail. And actually right here, I thought it was pretty cool. I didn't even really notice it until I grabbed my reference. It looks like on Scorpion's mask, right up the middle, it's like a spinal cord pattern, like the bone. I thought that was a pretty cool little, idea, because I could imagine that going around the character from the top of the crown, going right down to his actual spine, right down the middle of his costume. I think that'd be pretty cool. It's a pretty cool design element, I think. And I should say real quick, this is my second time recording it. Initially, I was just going to very quickly say what this video was about, and then I was going to start playing some, what I thought was really cool Mortal Kombat music from the very first Mortal Kombat movie from back in the 90s. And, it took me about 3 hours to render the video. I think, again, the reason why it's taking so long to render the video is because it's compressing it, I think. And what happened was I uploaded it, and then I got a nice little message from YouTube saying most people won't be able to see this because it contains copyrighted music. And I was taken aback because I've seen people posting stuff like that all over the internet. So I'm just redoing it here with some, there you go, some colored pencils, some Crayola colored pencils. I'm just going to start throwing in some blood. Nothing too fancy of like worrying about exactly if it looks good or not. Just toss it in there. Have it dripping. Dripping blood's always good. Start doing some splatter effects on his mask, and actually it's probably going to happen pretty quick, so I'll say it now. What I'm going to do here to add like a little bit of a smear and a little bit more of a blood splatter effect, like a spray, I grabbed I think 3 or 4 different colors of red. I even had like a pink and a dark purple in there. I don't think you'll be able to notice it too much. And what I do is I just hold it in a fist, you'll see me, and then I just start like basically hammering down, and it sounds like somebody like that, like knocking on the ground, but you're going like as fast as you can, and it's just putting little dots on the page, right? And then every now and then I find like, because I'm going so fast, my hand ends up like kind of like the muscles tensing up, and you get like this little streak, and that kind of gives it that splatter. And you might not notice it now, you might be able to see a little bit, I'm looking at it now, but what I'm going to do at the end of the video here, I'm going to show an increased view of all the detail of a scan of the image so you can see it a little bit better, as well as in the show notes at the bottom here. I'll include a link. I'm not sure if you guys are going to be watching this from my website or if you're watching this right here on YouTube, but either way, in the show notes there, just click down and I'll include a link to a scan so you can see how it turned out. And here again, just adding in some key shadows, nothing fancy, nothing special, just enough to give it a little bit extra dimension. And I try to put a little bit of a flame coming out of the right side of Scorpion there, right out of his eye. Looks like we're wrapping the video up. Here I'm just throwing a little bit of rendering. I don't think there's too much left to talk about. It's all pretty self-explanatory here, just knocking in some shadows. Again, just to give it some dimension. So again, thanks for watching, really appreciate it. You guys can check out my work and my website at jonathanrector.com. If you guys are on Twitter, by all means follow me there as well, twitter.com/artbyjar. If you wanted to get a hold of me on Facebook, or if you're on DeviantArt as well, things like that, again, right on my website, right at the beginning, right on the front page there, you can check that out, and it's got all the links, as well as if you're interested in hitting up some of the live shows that I do on Ustream, the live Scribbles with Jonathan. That's every Monday and Wednesday, 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time, and a link for that will be in the show notes as well. So take care, hope you guys enjoyed the video, and again, we'll talk to you soon, and we'll talk to you later. Have a great day. Bye.